The morning sun painted the east blue, in warm gold as a lone barrel floated across calm waves. Inside this unusual vessel slept a boy with a straw hat tilted over his face, his limbs tangled like a contented octopus. The peaceful scene shattered when the barrel was suddenly lifted from the water by trembling hands. A pink-haired boy in cracked glasses gaped at the barrel's occupant. "You're alive!" squeaked Kobe, the fisherman's apprentice, as the straw-hatted boy stretched awake with a jaw-cracking yawn. "Thanks for fishing me out. I'm Monkey D. Luffy." The boy immediately began devouring Kobe's emergency rations. "I'm gonna find a crew and become Pirate King." Kobe's glasses nearly slid off his nose. Pirate King. But pirates are terrifying. "I'm just trying to survive working for." His voice dropped to a whisper as dark memories surfaced. Alvida's crew. As if summoned by their discussion, a shadow engulfed their tiny boat. Towering above them loomed the misloved duck, its spiked club figurehead casting a menacing silhouette. On deck stood Captain Alvida herself, her iron mace resting on broad shoulders. "There you are, useless brat. Where's today's catch?" Before Kobe could stammer an apology, Luffy sprang onto the ship's railing with effortless balance. "He's not working for you anymore." Alvida's laughter boomed across the deck, making her crew cower. "And what will a rubber boy and this shrimp do about it?" Luffy's arm shot forward like a living catapult, his fist connecting with Alvida's mace with such force that the weapon went sailing over the horizon. The entire crew stood frozen in shock as their captain rubbed her stinging hands. In that moment, something awakened in Kobe. His voice shook but carried surprising strength. I want to join the Marines, to protect people properly." Their journey led them to Shell's town, where a murmuring crowd had gathered before a shocking spectacle. Tied to a wooden post under the punishing sun, stood a green-haired teenager with 3 swords. Zoro no Zoro, the infamous pirate hunter. Naval cadets jeered as they threw rotten fruit at the prisoner. "Why's he tied up?" Luffy asked a nearby fruit vendor, already reaching for a sample. The vendor shuddered. "That demon made a deal with Commander Morgan, survived tied up for 30 days, and they'll release the little girl he accidentally protected from Morgan's son." Luffy's eyes sparkled with interest. "He's interesting." Inside the Marine base, the tyrannical Commander Morgan paced like a caged beast, his golden axe hand glinting. "No one defies my rules. That sword-wielding brat will starve as an example." Without warning, the base's eastern wall exploded inward in a shower of splinters. Through the dust storm stepped Luffy, his straw hat casting shadows over determined eyes. "Let Zoro go. He's gonna be my first crewmate." The ensuing battle became legend in Shell's town. Zoro's blades became a whirlwind of steel as he severed his ropes with precision. Gripping his third sword between strong teeth, Kobe, caught in the chaos, accidentally disabled Marines by tripping them with a well-placed broom. Luffy's elastic limbs wrapped around Morgan like living chains, binding the tyrant to his own anchor. "This can't be." Morgan roared as villagers finally dared to cheer. "I'm the Navy's hero." Kobe stood his ground despite trembling knees. Real heroes don't hurt civilians. As Marines carried away their disgraced commander, Zoro studied his unlikely rescuer. "Why go through all this trouble?" Luffy adjusted his hat, grinning. "You protected that girl when it wasn't your fight. That's what friends do." The swordsman exhaled through his nose, the ghost of a smile appearing. "Fine, I'll sail with you for now." At dusk, their borrowed ship caught the westward wind. Kobe waved furiously from the docks, tears streaming behind his glasses. "I'll become the best Marine ever." "Thank you, Luffy." Zoro tested the edge of his blades, watching the sunset paint the waves crimson. "So where to next, Captain?" Luffy pointed toward the shimmering horizon. "Adventure." His hand then drifted to his straw hat's brim as memories surfaced a red-haired pirate's laughter, the salty tang of blood in the air, the weight of a sacred promise. The ocean breeze carried them forward as Luffy's thoughts drifted back to that fateful day on Fuchsia Village's beach. He remembered Shanks' smile as the pirate placed the hat on his head, the unspoken understanding between them, More binding than any contract. To be continued.